everyone, my name is Tabitha Gabrielle, and today we're going to be doing a bit of a different video. For those of you who know me personally, you know that I used to be super into cake decorating. Like, when I mean into it, I mean I was doing 3 to 4 cakes per week on top of working. So I didn't know how to say no, and I got severely burnt out on it. I've made a few super simple cakes since then, but none that are sculpted or really highly decorated. And that's really the part of baking that I always enjoyed, was the creative aspect of it. So the cakes that I've made since then have been super simple and more focused on flavor. And I think I really needed that season in order to feel rejuvenated, refreshed. And I'm finally, a year and a half later, hitting a point where I feel like it's, that season of burnout is withering away. And I couldn't be more excited, but I'm also a little nervous in this video when I'm making this, because I'm like, I don't know, have I lost all my talent that I spent years building up? And I think you'll see a little later on, I did struggle a bit here and there, but I am really happy with the finished product, and I had so much fun making this cake, actually, which is rare for me to say, because I do enjoy it. I did enjoy it, but it would have been rare for me to say, oh, it was so fun to bake and decorate cakes back like over a year and a half ago. So I'm really happy that I'm finally hitting this season, and I'm so happy to finally be able to share this part of myself with you guys. And so, without further ado, with all that backstory out of the way, let's get on to the main focus of today's video, which is my little pig cake. Our fair always highlights an agricultural commodity for the year, and this year's theme of the fair was bacon and pigs. Pigs were the agricultural commodity that were being highlighted. So I'm making a little pig cake. So far in this video, I've been showing the sculpting aspect and the interior design aspect, both of which are whole processes in and of themselves. And so now I'm showing you how I made the legs. The legs are made of styrofoam. And just to clarify, this cake is not going to be eaten. This cake is going to solely be judged on the decorating. And so all aspects of the cake do not have to be cake. And also, just to clarify, I would never put the styrofoam up against the frosting before it was covered in the paper mache if this was a cake that was going to be eaten by people, because I don't want little pieces of plastic in the frosting. So just to clarify, and here I am just kind of looking at the structure, trying to attach the legs, filling in gaps with buttercream just to make sure that the fondant can go on as smoothly as possible. Yeah, beautiful face of concentration. And then I decided that his legs needed to be facing inward, because I just thought it was a cuter look for his legs to be facing in. So I used some extra fondant for that. And here I am rolling out this giant piece of pink fondant. And this is like the part that I was most nervous about, because fondant can be really finicky, and I feel like if you don't keep your practice going with it, it's kind of easy to lose your skill with it. And so, especially with this being such an oddly shaped cake, I was a little nervous about this. And you'll see, like, the fondant job on the back is not the best. Like, it's not my best work, but I'm not going to be harsh on myself, because that's one of the things that I've strived to stop doing, is stop being such a perfectionist. I used to work at a bakery, and my boss there was always saying, Tabitha, parts of the cake that you overly criticize, like people who cake decorate overly criticize, normal people are not even going to notice. And so I've really been trying to embody that and remember that. And also, this cake is just for fun. I need to remember that too. So you can see the smoothing process took a really long time, and I just kept going over the same areas with my different tools, trying to get it smooth and get it perfect. I did the ears and the nose off camera because, if I'm being honest, I was getting really frustrated with how it was looking in the previous stage, and I was wondering if I was even going to post this video. But then after the ears and the nose, it really came together, and I think that his base without any decoration on top is really cute. Again, the fondant in the back is kind of rough. Just ignore that. He's a pig, okay? He has textured skin, so what? But I think that he's so adorable at this stage. page. He's so cute. And I just really wanted to add some extra details. I usually like to do this for my fair entry cakes. I like to highlight the fair itself. And so I'm making him a little blue ribbon because guess what? Even if he didn't win a blue ribbon at the fair, which he did, but even if he hadn't won, I would have still considered him a winner in my heart because I love him. And I may or may not have gotten slightly emotionally attached to him. Haha, we'll revisit that later. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'm adding eye details and then little details to the ribbon. As a side note, this is food coloring that's white, and so it's really fun to just be able to add additional designs like the eye details and then the ribbon details with this food grade paint. I guess it's kind of like paint. Also, I will never understand, but I will always fully respect bakers who can keep their space clean as they go. Like, I've gotten better over the years, but this space that I'm working in still looks like a trash dump because I need everything nearby and accessible when I need it, and I don't know how people do it. Here I'm adding extra details like buttercream mud and leaves and grass where it looks like he's just been having the happiest little pig time. And then I added some extra details like eyebrows and mouth and then some ear details, which I still have mixed feelings about. I don't know if I should have done that. But anyway, and his little ribbon that's sitting on his leg, and I just think he turned out so cute. And my sister named him Percy, and I think Percy is just a beautiful name for him. So everyone meet Percy the pig. Percy is riding in the car. He's having a great time. He's on his way to the fair. He's gonna win. Just ignore the dowel rods that are about to pop out of his head. He's doing great. So yeah, maybe I did get slightly emotionally attached to a cake. Maybe I did shed a couple of tears after I dropped him off at the fair. So what? His name is Percy. He has a name. He has a backstory in my mind, okay? He's the sign of the potential end of my season of burnout. And you know what? I have a right to be somewhat emotional over that.
Like Pumbaa from... Yeah, Pumbaa. He looks pretty cool. And then that's a cute little cake too.
Hi, Percy. Good to see you. I'm sorry that you're melting. I did give him freckles, yes. You're correct. Oh, his nose is slipping too. Look at his poor little nose.